pick.
Alright, hello and welcome to FMBP Dota's cast of the NLG series, Next Level Gaming series, commonly referred to as NLGS. I'm Helium from FMBP Dota. A bit of a change of plans tonight. I was going to do a CEVO game every night of the week to get a following for that and just give more exposure to CEVO, but I can never pass up the chance to do a live game because they are 100% more fun to do. And here we are into the banning phase already, and we've got Team Magikarp. They had the first pick, first ban, so they take out the Batrider, and then Visage has just really shined recently and has always been a really good hero. So also taking a first ban out, that Soul Assumption just makes a defensive or an aggressive tri-lane so strong, and if you're good at using the familiars later on, they are quite good. So, I don't know, pretty nice ban there. Oh, sorry, the first pick already went to Nakes, actually. Or Fabulous Fagos. I'll just call them Fabulous, because that seems possibly offensive. So they banned out the Wisp and the Gyrocopter, so Wisp, very good first round ban, as you never know how good the team you're going against is going to be with that Wisp, and if you don't really have a great like contingency strat to deal with the Wisp lineup, it could pretty much be an auto loss, even in the pro scene and especially at this level. And then they take out the Gyrocopter, which explains the Visage ban a little more now that I think about that. Normally want to ban Gyrocopter if you pick Visage or Visage. I will be wishy-washy on how I pronounce that, because the Flat Cannon will take out those familiars so fast. But anyways, let's get into the picks. Like I said, the Lifestealer, he's amazing. I don't think we need to explain why anymore. Just so good as a carry throughout the entire game. And then Nyx Assassin left in the pool as he usually is. Not even really first pick. I still think he's a great first pick, but I mean, we've seen him picked up in the 5th pick, 4th round pick or whatever. I don't know if I can say never picked at all. And then picking up Treant, who's been also pretty buffed, that Leech Seed, which I think is really good now that it stays on the target after the target dies. It makes it a lot better. Living Armor, the buff to that, also pretty incredible. And then his ult's what it's been for a long time. Nice teamfight control, given the right lineup, going against the right lineup, and yeah, no damage on it anymore. And Nature's Guys, I don't know. It can set up some nice things, but in competitive, sentries are always going to be down. It's not going to be a big surprise that Tree is going to catch anyone in Overgrowth, unless, you know, Fabulous is like chasing or anything like that, and Tree sets up for a nice one. Nature's Guys is pretty useful then. And of course, Rubik picked up. The best thing about Living Armor, for Rubik rather, is that Living Armor is easily stolen. Pretty much any time you steal a spell from Treant, it'll be Living Armor, so both teams are going to be able to heal their towers and probably have some good team fight saves with that Living Armor. Once Rubik gets to 6, Tree can obviously do it starting at level 1. And then we've got some more bans here. So it looks like a mid obviously has not been picked up for either side yet. So Puck is banned out here for, or Team Magikarp takes out Puck. OD taken out by Fabulous, another great hero. I don't know, I mean, he can burst down the Lifestealer pretty fast after the Rage, but I think that Rage just built into the Lifestealer, 5-second BKB, is pretty decent against OD, but maybe they have a mid in mind that OD would just not be a good pick to go against. And then, yeah, pretty much a ban of the mids here. TA, OD taken out by Fabulous, and Puck and Quap taken out by Team Magikarp. Puck is just so good, offers so much team fight control with that Dream Coil, and no one really bans Magnus anymore, and I'm starting to think that Puck Mag, even though Mag is a little, I don't know, he's not as great in the mid lane because of the bottle crowing, and if you aggressive tri-lane, Puck does well in a side lane. I think that's a great pickup. Dream Coil makes RP super easy to land, but I don't know, maybe it's gimmicky, I don't know. I think it's pretty solid. And Quap, again, just a lot of team fight damage. Magic Burst, so good ban as well.
5 seconds
and just opting not to play her. And TA can really snowball out of the mid lane and just win a game straight up. Even in today's metagame, we saw people experimenting with Darkseers, Venos, Vipers, and Jakiros against TA in the mid lane, but when you put any of those heroes mid, you kind of sacrifice the potential of a mid lane hero like TA, like Puck, like Quap, that can really just go ham later on in the game with so much spell damage and make a huge impact. I guess Viper could. He's pretty easily ganked. The corrosive armor buff is nice, that it procs on any damage instance. But I don't know. Anyways, none of those are probably going to be in this game as TA is banned out. And then Bane is picked up as the third pick here for Team Magikarp in their first pick of the second round of banning. Clockwork picked up by Fabulous here, so it looks like that is going to be their offlaner. With the Lifestealer Rubik combo, it could very well be an aggressive tri-lane. We'll have to wait and see what that third support is to kind of reveal their tri-lane situation. With a Bane and a Treant, actually Treant's going to offlane here, I think, because Nyx and Bane, those two supports, that Nightmare into an Impale. See what carry they go for here, or possibly a mid.
Remaining.
And I suppose Tree could go mid, but like I was saying with Venno, Jack Hero, and everyone going mid, you lose the potential of just being a huge contribution to the team in the early game. If you put a slow moving hero like Treant that doesn't really burst damage, he's just the sustain. Much better as an offlaner support.
Team pick.
Or a tri-lane carry. That's gimmicky, but I mean it can work. And with a lot of health, Lifestealer would eat through Tree later on in the game, so Darkseer could jungle, could go mid, could offlane here. We'll have to wait and see what this last pick's going to reveal, how Magikarp's tri-lane's going to work out. But now Fabulous here with their fourth pick. Will they reveal the mid here?
10 seconds.
They get the last pick, so they can wait to see Team Magikarp's mid before they pick mid, and I think they will. They've already got the carry and an offlane. I think if they reveal the tri-lane, it doesn't say too much right here. I mean, I don't know. With Nyx, you kind of always expect an aggressive, although it's not guaranteed. And dipping into the reserve time here, trying to make a quality pick, probably thinking about whether or not they want to reveal their plans here. Fabulous, a team I don't know anything about. Magikarp, I've scrimmed him a couple times, and I've cast quite a few of their games, so I know what they're all about. Although, forgive me, I don't really remember who plays what. So many all the names are so similar. I believe Creepy's the carry, Sesk Q is a support, and then other than that, I'm not really too positive.
10 seconds remaining.
So now into the last banning phase. Each team here now able to ban out one more hero that they think will be picked up. But there's so many... well, actually, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, mid. Sorry, there's so many mids left in the pool. Yeah, taking out Magnus is a pretty good idea. And I didn't really mean to say that. I meant to say there's so many carries left in the pool for Fabulous ban here. I don't know. Really just shot in the dark, I think, at this banning stage. DK has been pretty strong as of late, and with that living armor on the DK with his Dragon's Blood, it makes him almost impossible to take down early game, even with some magic burst. And then Magnus was a good ban, since Fabulous obviously needs a mid. Magnus always pretty well. Like, Magnus gets a blink, Magnus RP bomb with the Nyx inside, or Nyx RP bomb.
10 seconds remaining.
Could be a pretty strong team fight, catch anyone off guard. 2-man RP would pretty much do the trick.
Remaining.
And enough burst damage to get through Leech Seed or anything like that. Now Team Magikarp gonna have to reveal their mid hero here.
10 seconds remaining. Luna.
Unless of course Darkseer is going mid.
I
don't know, it's not so bad. They're on the Radiant side, so Darkseer can easily back off a mid and go into that small jungle camp. Unless I'm just not seeing something. But anyways, Luna picked up here as the carry.
Slark.
And then Slark, so I'm thinking a solo offlane Nyx, and then Slark's just gonna be mid. I'd like to see an aggressive tri-lane with the Slark. It's pretty strong, and then Nyx, you know, your true carry, can just farm 1 versus 1 against a Darkseer or a Treant, I guess, in the top lane. Like that won't be able to stop the Darkseer's farm, so it could not be a terrible idea. We'll see how their lanes form, and then Rubik and Lesh definitely just gonna be the supports. No doubt about that. Looks like F the free world is going to be the carry. Creepy's also a support. Looks like I was wrong.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Alright, just make sure I remember to switch my overlays, take some
You
overlays
really should
off as
prepare
they
for
are
battle.
irrelevant. And let's get to introducing the teams here. So on the Dire, we've got Fabulous Fagos. We've got Blarg playing that Slark with picking up some regen and a Stout Shield and going top. Looks like he'll be the one going one-on-one top versus, looks like Treant's heading up there now. We've got It's Better with Bacon playing that Clockwork, going into the mid lane with a very fast bottle build. The very, very common aggressive tri-lane. Nakes being played by Shredder here with a very, very common build as well. Just some regen and a Stout Shield. Playing Rubik, we've got Broccoli and Cheese in full attire, rocking that, looking like a pimp right here. I'm sure a fan gave it to him. Everyone's a fan of Broccoli and Cheese, right? It's pretty delicious. And then we've got Rarsum.
30 seconds to battle.
Yeah, I'll call him Rar. We got Rar playing that last route
Hello?
support. Going top, looks like maybe trying to defend their jungle. Maybe the lanes are switching up here, actually. Well, Slark's going to find himself versus a tri-lane. But anyways, where was I? So Rubik, Broccoli and Cheese, and Rar playing that support Leshrac. And they're going defensive with this lane. 14 Magikarp on the Radiant. And you gotta love that logo. We've got Hungry Magikarp playing that Darkseer in the mid lane. So indeed, that is going to be Darkseer mid lane. So it looks like my analysis of that early in the draft wasn't a waste of time. Creepy Magikarp supporting bot lane on the Nyx Assassin. Going to pick up this haste. Maybe first blood potential with the pick of the haste catch. It's Better with Bacon off guard. But Better with Bacon blocking those creep very nicely with his power cogs. Going to disrupt the wave quite a bit. Tasty Magikarp taking the Treant in the top lane. Going to find himself against a tri-lane. So it's going to be pretty underleveled, I think, if they do a proper job of zoning that tree out of XP range. And fuck the free world on the Luna in the bot lane. So going to be free farming, no problem. Actually, Nyx is already rolling over, trying to first blood mid. And last but not least, we've got Sesq here on the Bane. I should probably ask him how to say his name. And I don't know, Creepy Magikarp going all the way around. He's up at the Ancients now, looking to swing behind mid here. It's going to be hard to bring him down. I don't know if they have enough burst to necessarily do it, or maybe he's just trying to get his wards up. Because he's got the pounce. I mean, level 1, he can get away. But, actually, yeah, there's a good idea. Kind of like Magnus' Skewer, if the pounce is available, and you just stand on the other side of Slark when he wants to pounce away, he'll latch to you. He can't choose to jump over you or not, so maybe that gank wouldn't have been so impossible, but Creepy Magikarp opting not to go for it, and he's just heading back down to the bot lane where Luna, excuse me, just free farming away right now. Tasty Magikarp, able to get level 2 actually off the first wave. That's going to be really big, so now he's got the Leech Seed. Yeah, did choose to do that, which is pretty much the most common, is just maxing W and maxing E, Living Armor and Leech Seed. Probably all you need. Like I said, Nature's Guys in competitive, kind of useless, and in the first, or in the mid lane, excuse me, first blood going to be drawn up. Looks like a pounce, and maybe just a few too many attacks. Didn't realize that his what are those called? Attributes. There you go. His attributes are just being drained away by that Slark. Probably got pretty low, then the pounce damage and a couple more attacks were enough to take him out there. At least we saw it. I usually just miss it, so doing better than normal already. And Clockwork in the bot lane, still level 1, so Treant, I guess, doing a little bit better than his offlane counterpart. It's Better with Bacon, as Treant already level 2. So a little nice control there. I thought that wave disruption with the power cogs would have been enough to get a whole wave at his tower, but I guess not. Let's see, looks like the bottle now finished for Blarg and a magic stick. Definitely gonna need that against the Ion Shell. I mean, it'll build up eventually, and he only needs that to sustain until level 6. Once he's level 6, he really could care less about anything, any harass in the mid lane. You just back off for 10 seconds. You can almost stay in XP range. At night, you could stay in XP range, and you'll regen with his ult being out of vision, so Slark actually a pretty good mid versus the Darkseer. And let's see, we got a smoke attempt from Team Magikarp. The Nightmare goes off. Now Creepy Magikarp with the Impale. I don't think it's going to be enough. There they are. They're baiting it. The pounce, that is, but they aren't able to stay in front. As Slark, 305 move speed, 300, 300, 315. Bane's fast. Bane maybe could have done it, but then they run the risk of taking tower hit. And better to waste time with the gank than waste time with the gank and feed another kill over to Slark, who was already the first blood recipient in the mid lane. And maybe now it's time to check into the farm and maybe check out some graphs as well. Shredder, 21 last hits, 7 denies, so doing really well up there in that top lane. Although Tasty managing to get some XP. Let's see, Luna in the bot lane. the other carry here for Team Magikarp. 16 last hits, 99, so doing a good job as well. Clockwork maybe harassing a little bit more, or blocking some creep at least. So Luna trailing Nakes just a little bit. Slark in the mid lane, actually having to go in the bot, no. Cogs are thrown out. Slark in the mid lane, in third here with 16 last hits, 4 denies. Picked up a kill as well with that first blood, so he's probably the second highest net worth right now. Going against that Darkseer at 13, so not doing bad himself, minus the death. And then of course we find our supports, who are all very poor still. And judging on the two net worths, being Slark and Nakes, I'd have to say that the graph is going to be leaning towards the Dire, and we can see 750 gold advantage, and because of that first blood, a 1000 XP advantage as well. So Fabulous finding themselves in a nice position here. I wonder how long they're going to wait until they start using this Edict, which is now level 2, to push down this tier 1 mid tower in the top lane. Tasty, he's got the living armor, but the damage instances come so fast from the Edict that I think now is the time that they're going to start this push. Maybe a little too early. I don't know if they'd be able to get 2. Normally when you push the top lane, you want to be able to get both of these towers down, because if you don't, you kind of open the lane for them to slow farm by their tier 2, which is a very safe place to be. The TP's come in, and a bit of aggressive dive here by Fabulous, but looks like Rubik with a nice telekinesis gonna slow down anything Bane could have done there. Cogs going out with the harass, draining the mana of the Luna, so the Lucent Beam isn't there, and I think that pretty much takes away the kill potential from the Luna, that long range poke. Clockwork though, full mana, only level 4. If they were even leveled, I'd say Clockwork definitely had the potential to get a kill with that nice Cogs. Treant gonna be in trouble. He's got a lot of health, so Lifestealer does so much damage early, as well as a ton of damage from Edicts. Actually, maybe not. A lot of creep around to soak it up as well. Fade Bolt though, pretty big nuke at level 2. I mean, 140 damage. It's nothing to sneeze at, as Callie would say. And let's see, Hungry Magikarp got a headdress, not going boots, not going soul ring. Actually went the bottle since he's mid, so not a terrible idea. The tower goes down in the top lane, so Leshrac hits that. So Leshrac doing what he does best, just pushing. And that kind of explains the defensive trial lane. Now they knew they would need towers early versus tree. Blarg gonna find Nyx. He doesn't have Spike Carapace yet. There's the Impale, it goes off. But so much damage from Dark Pack now. All the stats being stolen here. Blarg gonna pick up a kill. He popped the ult. It's running out now, but better with Bacon there to back him up. So nice play by Blarg, picking up yet another kill. 2-0 right now. Leshrac 1-0. Fabulous finding themselves with a very nice early game here. And Slark, one of those heroes that can really snowball. And once he hits 6, he really is, he's so fast at 6. In the 19 time when wards are down, he can just run at like almost full speed. Get ganks off. He's a good ganking hero with that pounce and that just Dark Pack damage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Showing his worth over, let's say, the Darkseer in the mid lane, who is like, alright, well, Slark's gone, let me farm some more. But as he's taking some tower hits, he could be in trouble, as Blarg is coming back. And what is his move speed? 396 without boots. So yeah, that's fast. I don't know, I mean, Blarg won't be getting a mech, but if he snowballs out of this mid lane, it could be bad news for Team Magikarp. Looks like the drums are being worked towards by Luna. He's got the Tranquil Boots up already just to deal with some of the harass of the rockets. What are those called? What are those called? Ah, the mid lane. We had a pounce, but it doesn't look like it's gonna latch. Why do I know what that's called? Rocket Flare, yeah. That Rocket Flare harass is pretty strong. Luna's very squishy. Doesn't have life steal yet. Those Tranquil Boots are gonna be a great pickup. And the drums as well. Just that move speed strat, you know, run around and team fight with your ult on. Probably pick up a BKB next. With her aura, Lunar Blessing, she doesn't really need damage items all that early. Obviously, for the late game, she does. Maybe Phase Drums Yasha, BKB, Phase Drums BKB Yasha into Manta. So probably, most likely, what we'll see from her. If she wants to get some lifesteal, she might need it to jungle soon if the lanes start shifting around here. As Nakes could get involved as pretty much as early as he wants to. He's almost got his armlet. It looks like he's just rushing that. Not opting to do the fast, you know, Phase Drums build here on the Nakes. Looks like he wants to just be not so much involved in the mid game. They've got the Slark for that. He needs to be that backup carry that builds those fat items. He might still go Phase, but I don't know. Probably drums, sorry. Treads, armlet, and I don't know, what do we go after that? Probably just Maelstrom. Or Desolator. Desolator, man, hits like a truck. And Splarg here. The audacity to come into the Radiant jungle and just farm their creep camp right now. Really dominating that mid lane. He's level 8. Let's see what level that Darkseer is. Only level 7, so you know he's not doing terrible. We got the Buckler. He's gonna have a 9-minute mech, so Slark by no means really shutting down the Darkseer's farm, but I think Slark's having a big enough presence, and that Darkseer can't have the same presence. But the mech early will be nice, and we'll see if Team Magikarp decides to group on that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Luna is 6, level 8 actually. Armlet finished on Nakes now, so definitely what he's going for. Still on Boots level 1. We'll see what he changes that into. I still think Phase is great. The Armlet provides enough attack speed, and the Phase is that move speed, so you're not kited around. And level 8, we've got Luna TPing into the top lane as she just finishes those drums. The mech isn't quite there yet. I think it might have been not a bad idea to just wait for that mech and then maybe group up together. Maybe even take wall 1 at level 9. Get to full mana. Try to take a team fight, because as it's going, and we check the graphs, I mean, this is a pretty big lead for only 3 kills. And just the amount of farm that is going to Fabulous right now. 3,000, 4,000 gold lead, 4,000 XP lead. I think Team Magikarp, I mean, they've got a big team fight, so, I mean, it's not as bad as it seems. Just from the graph, they've got the potential to quickly turn this around, if not, or make it even, if not take the lead. If they have a good team fight here. It looks like they're trying to swing around from behind. Nyx is not level 6 yet. About to hit level 5. He gets a 2-man impale, actually. Barely. The creep wave, though, not great timing for that creep wave. It looks like only Lucent Beam was stolen. But they are able to pick up 2 kills. Luna hasn't died yet. Oh, sorry. She got bursted down immediately. But they picked up 2 kills off of that, so now 4-2. Was unfortunate timing by the creep wave. I mean, probably something that slipped their mind. If they were really, really thinking about it, they would have known it was coming. As you can just look at your creep wave, see how far it is to determine where theirs is. Pretty nice trick. I won't take credit for it. Merlini pointed that out to me. Not personally, but I watch his stream sometimes, so I got that pro tip. It's kind of common sense, I guess, but I don't know. Maybe often overlooked. And Darkseer looks like he's got no money, so I'm assuming he's got that mech finished up. Indeed he does. It's flying out right now on, what is this, Chameleon Courier? Is that Premier League or Defense? It's riding a Dragonfly!
Radiant's structures are fortified.
That's sick.
In fact,
but it kind of looks like something...
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's like that Chameleon might be having a little too much fun riding that Dragonfly. Anyways, we've got 3 here in the mid lane for Team Magikarp, looking to maybe pick off. It's just the 2 supports right now, but they probably think Blarg is close. They know Nyx is in the top lane. They see him returning to farm right now. 75, wow. 75 last hits at 11 minutes and 40 seconds, which is fairly astronomical. And then pretty high as well, 59 on the Luna, but not as nearly close to 79. And we can see it's about a 1,500 gold difference just in the free farming. Luna did die as well. I think Nyx picked up a kill, so it's not all the farm, but still a nice difference. Shredder definitely doing a good job to farm up here in the safe lane, as well as push those towers down and get a kill. And let's see, Treant with Mana Boots. So Mana Boots 12 minutes off lane. It's not so bad. The mech's already taken care of, so I wonder if he'll go for a Blink/Force Staff. Just better positioning on his ult, which I think if the mech's taken care of, should be the go-to build for that Treant. He's tanky enough with just stats. It's kind of ridiculous. And not to mention the Living Armor and Leech Seed. So probably looking for a Blink initiation. The drums are also taken care of, so doesn't need to get those. The push continues in the top lane. That Edict very strong right now, level 4. They push down that top tier 2 tower. It looks like Blarg has found someone. He throws out another pounce. Looks like the pounce Starcut combination had landed once already. He's turning around now. That level 4 Ion Shell still gonna hurt him quite a bit. Tree channeling the thunder over there. Love the way that sounds. We got Spike Carapace on a creepy Magikarp. I'm not sure the Living Armor, though, is going to sustain him enough to live through that engagement. They actually pick off Blarg, and that kill goes over to Darkseer, just a level 4 Ion Shell. But I don't know if that trade was worth it, because the racks are almost down at 13 minutes into this game. I mean, I figured the pushing power would be decent. People actually underestimate Rubik as a pusher. Fade Bolt nukes waves pretty hard. And they got the top barracks at 13 minutes, so not something you see every day. And I think that bait by the Slark to just kind of distract Team Magikarp was a really nice play. And
Radiant's
Rarsam now just
middle
trying to get
tower
away.
is
Lucent
under
beam,
attack.
Lucent beam. It is the daytime. And there, it's going to go off. So Luna does pick up a kill, so not all is bad. Broccoli and
Strange to
Cheese
say,
just going to TP
Radiant's
out.
middle tower is
Shredder may
under
not be
attack.
so fortunate. He's got the armlet. He can probably toggle. Treant's the only other person running up here to help. So Shredder gonna be just fine. Leshrac going down there. Hook into the mid lane actually. Buy better with Bacon going on Luna. Luna can't even get her ult off because the battery assault is too annoying. And Slark's there to just pick up that kill.
Radiant's
Kill
middle tower
secured.
is under attack.
And man, if you're Luna right now,
I have no reason
or a
to
fan of
lie
that
about
hero,
such
you know
things.
how annoying that is when Clockwork hooks you and you can't cast anything. It doesn't even have to be Luna. There's a lot of heroes with the animation isn't fast enough to blink away from. Or, yeah, okay, Anti-Mage. Quap. Under that battery assault if you're the only target of it. And Hungry Magikarp's got the mech. I don't think he's really found an opportunity to use it as there hasn't been a large group team fight. Just with the advantage I think that Fabulous has right now. I don't know if the mech's really that strong. A nice ultimate here. The Eclipse was wasted. I think the Free World should have not used his ult there. Probably pretty certain he was going to die. The new Slark was looking for a pick for sure. I mean, that's what he does. That's his whole point right now. And now that that ult's off cooldown, it's going to delay their team fight for another 100 seconds. And in that time, I think Slark is just going to try to get pick-offs here, or possibly just get picked off himself. We did just see him get picked off, but it wasn't too big of a deal as the bot Rax went down. And just regens so much health running through the trees right there, not being in vision of the enemy team.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And it looks like he will be fine. Nice leap over the trees into unwarded territory, so it looks like he'll just start regenning health. The only problem with Slark is he's sort of mana dependent. Now Leshrac, pretty strong right now with the Ogre Club, mana boots, just pushing towers on his own away from the team. Shredder taking care of some Ancients. He's got that armlet up. Looks like he might just be going straight AC, or it could just be the Hyperstone into Mjolnir. That's also pretty viable.
Incoming!
I don't know if the AC is all that amazing as the first item. No one has a whole lot of armor to shred through. And yeah, his living armor does it give you armor? I don't actually know. Anyways, Blarg picking off another kill off that Nyx assassin. And no, it doesn't give you any
Bottom
armor.
tower is under attack.
Whoa, that was
Has that
weird.
ever been cause for celebration?
Cog sort of blocking the pounce
Radiant's
there.
bottom tower has
But looks like
fallen.
Blarg gonna get
Seems
away,
to
gonna
be the
pick up a
default.
regen rune in the top, and then just run back into this fight. Bang, throws out the Nightmare on Bacon. Bacon doesn't have the hookup, it was used in that engagement prior. Blarg now just tower diving, trying to get Sescu. Gonna get Fiend's Grip up. He's got the regen, but you can't pop that when you're caught in a Fiend's Grip, and now the Fiend's Grip is down, so Shredder knows he can go in. And he's a great hero against Bane, but that was an amazing Nightmare toggle between those two heroes to save their lives. Shredder obviously doesn't care. When he's got Rage on, he can just hit through it, but they toggled it on and off, making it a little harder for them. Or a little harder for Shredder to actually pick a
Radiant's
target.
top barracks are under attack. Fascinating. Radiant's top barracks has
broken.
fallen. Dire's middle tower
Meanwhile,
is
all in
under
that
attack.
fight, actually, Fabulous
I
going.
feel like a broken
Pretty aggressive
record.
there, diving the tier 1 tower, and meanwhile that whole time Luna just free farming, but they've taken a big hit already. The top lane of Rax gone at 17 minutes. That takes away a huge farming avenue, and at level 11, like, one wave, small wave of Mega Creeps has pretty much killed Hungry Magikarp. So it's, I don't know, it's the 5-man potential, which Team Magikarp needs to be 5 to win a fight. If forfeit, I keep thinking FF is forfeit. If Fabulous here is,
Radiant's
all
middle
together,
tower
there's no
is
way
under attack.
Team Magikarp can do anything
I
about
have
it.
no reason
If
to
they're
lie
being a little more
about such
cautious and
things.
not diving past towers, they should be fine.
Radiant's structures are
I will
beautifully
admit
fortified.
it is hard
Radiant's
not to play
middle
like that when
tower
you're a
is
Slark,
under
because
attack.
all you want to do is pounce on people's faces and murder. So I don't know, I understand that. Creepy Magikarp though, popping that Vendetta, looking for a pickoff here. Could get that first hit on Shredder. He rages out though, and the cogs take all the mana, so no mana there for Impale. Or maybe it did go off and it just, I didn't see the animation. But either way, Blarg's still down. What level is he? He's only level 11. I feel like he's been dead forever. He's died like 3 times in a row. Yeah, it must have been I don't know, he's probably like 3-0, and now I think he's 5-3 in the last couple minutes. But Slark picking up a fairly big item there, finishes that Basher, TP's right back to the mid lane. Looks like Rubik has stolen that living armor. Touched on that a little bit in the draft. Blarg looking for a go. Actually, Bacon just going to find it first. You can't really pounce over the cogs, apparently. I thought that would just be a really good combo. Blarg is put to sleep. Rubik should toggle it off of him. Maybe he's looking for a spell steal. I don't know. Bane channeling the Fiend's Grip, but it does no damage to Shredder. And that's 3 for 1. Only Clockwork being taken out here. Luna taken out by Rossum, who pops that wand and just continues living. And that's a 5-man wipe. That's a 1 for 5 trade right there. Fabulous probably very happy with that. And now with a 13,000 gold lead, and yeah, kills are still somewhat close. Team fights, you know, they've been dying on the side of Fabulous. So the XP lead is not as much, but at 19 minutes, I keep forgetting this game is only 19 minutes in. 7,000, 8,000 XP lead. It's pretty sizable right now. And gonna get yet another tower. Only one tower now standing on the map, and that's gonna be the bot tier 2. Rubik, the support, takes the last hit on that tower.
Someone must be
they're pretty far ahead, so it doesn't really matter, but it is normally better to feed it over to a carry. Or actually, I think they kind of patched that out. Obviously, carries one. Broccoli and Cheese gonna get bursted out immediately, so no spells to steal. Blarg getting pretty low as well, gonna have to back up. Pops his ult even, pops his wand to regen some health. Shredder just rage TP's out. Leshrac, in the meantime, smart enough not to be there, just TP'd out a long time ago. Picks up the BKB in the base, so with Edict level 4, Pulse Nova level 2, having a good game here is this Leshrac, and that's gonna make a big impact. That's a lot of magical burst, since he's rich with his tower pushing, that he can just run around a team fight and cause so much damage. They really can't do anything with him. If they use the Fiend's Grip on Leshrac, Blarg and Shredder are just going to destroy, and then, I mean, there's 3 targets now that you kind of need to use Fiend's Grip on. I don't know if that was a great idea, Bacon, but I like that play. In with the cogs, backs up, not to trap anyone, blocks and runs away, but definitely saving the life of Blarg. They must play together often. I like that play. I'm gonna give the Bro Award, which is apparently a thing I started doing. I'm giving the Bro Award to Clockwork, because only a bro would do that. And anyway, big team fight in the mid lane. Tree immediately bursted out. The Eclipse is popped, but here comes Rossum with the BKB, just doing a lot of damage, taking out 3 heroes on his own over here, while the Luna is focused down by the others on the back lines. Hungry Magikarp continuing to be chased. The Split Earth just misses by about an inch. And Sescu on the Bane gonna get away as well. Oh. About everything used there to try to stop that, but nice TP out there by, I don't even know who's playing that. Hungry Magikarp, who finds himself in the top lane against a wave of mega creeps. I'm guessing that was a weird pounce. And the mid tower going down here. You know, if they didn't lose the top rack, which I don't really know why that happened, I think Team Magikarp could have very well been in this game. They have a pretty good lineup to sit back, heal their towers, you know, stay on the high ground, and possibly come back after that. After Slark isn't such a big deal, he can't just murder a support in one hit. But because, I don't know, miscommunication or just no TPs, and Slark doing a good job baiting, they did lose that rack at 13 minutes, and I think that really hurt them this game. And I mean, the mid rack isn't down yet, and we can see that Team Magikarp taking a decent fight here. Better with Bacon again with a nice hook, and I saw he just bought his Ags. It is actually on his person already, and Luna for some reason just won't die. There she goes down behind the tier 2. But I gotta say, this Clockwork play, it's impressing me. He's hooking in, like he moved to the side of Luna, used the cogs to push Luna over towards Nates. I don't know if he's meaning to do that or it's just happening and it looks super pro. But I don't know. It's pretty nice. And then Hungry dodging a nice little pounce there. Lark going to town on Tasty, just stealing those stats. Just look at that, his total health pool reducing on every hit with that stat steal. How much? He's gonna have a lot of agility here. He's got 10 stacks of agility, picks off Tree solo, and pouncing such a low cooldown. I think Tree, if he just decided to run, he probably could have got away in the mid lane. Bacon with a haste, creepy with no mana right now. The tower's down. If Blarg pops his bottle, he might be able to get a couple kills. Dodges the Lucent Beam. I think he maybe took the damage, but anyways. Didn't get mini stunned close. Or just running through towers here. Chasing, getting chased down by 4. He finally goes down. Hungry Magikarp takes that kill. Is he any closer to anything? I've been paying attention to Fabulous's items, as they are the ones actually getting
Pay very
items.
close attention now.
But let's see here. Hungry Magikarp. Still got the mech, still got the mana boots. Same old creepy Magikarp. Pretty much with nothing right now, just picking up some wards. I think Tasty Magikarp working towards a 4-staff, but just mana boots now. F the free world with what we had him at a long time ago. Ogre Club, drums. Only use that one charge, and that team fight top, and then the Tranquil boots, and then Cess Q. Also, pretty much nothing boots. It looks like he's working towards a BKB as well. Just channel those ults. Blarg's got a Basher, he's got the Orb of Venom, which, you know, it's not the most. It is only 23 minutes in. How much money does he have? He's been dying a lot as he's got to be on the front lines. It's better with Bacon's, picked up the Ags. Going for a 4-staff now, which is actually a really good item on Clockwork. You can, you can force into that Luna, who's like, could potentially kill you with her ultimate one-on-one. You can hook into that cog and then just force out and then be away, and then Luna's kind of sitting there, can't run around in the fight, can't run around with that Eclipse. Not that she can really do that anyway since she doesn't have BKB, but that's kind of the idea behind the 4-staff pickup. Or let's say Clockwork is versus Nakes, as it's a common pickup versus Nakes, even despite the cogs not blocking that magic immunity. You hook into Nakes. Nakes will obviously kill you in 3 hits later in the game, so you want to get out of there. You can force that out. Another common pickup is Clockwork with a Ghost Scepter. You can hook into the Nakes in the same situation. Cogs, pop your Ghost Scepter, and just buy a lot of time for your team to handle other things, or if they're ranged, take that Nakes out. And sorry, I kind of stopped the items to analyze and just left the panel open. Shredder, he's got that Assault Cuirass. So that is what he went for first. I mean, it's definitely not a bad item. It's, I guess, more of a pushing item, so explains why they got it here, as well as the armlet. Now picking up the Aegis. Roche going down at about 2450. 4-staff mech soon to be on Rubik, and Rossum with that BKB Ghost Scepter. He's pretty much immune to damage. So an invincible Leshrac with the level 2 Pulse Nova, also good for pushing. It looks like, is a 4-staff coming out? I don't know. Oh, just the hook. Sorry, I thought that was Rubik. So yeah, gonna be a Clockwork bomb here, and who they're gonna find? It's gonna be creepy Magikarp. He's gonna get a spare Carapace off to buy some time, and a nice wall over there takes out Slark and Leshrac, who apparently isn't invincible, almost immediately. The free world though, taking a lot of damage from Shredder. Creepy Magikarp is there, so this is a nice defense by Team Magikarp. Better with Bacon though, saving his teammate. And this guy definitely, he might be the first real recipient of the Bro Award. Shredder, what's he got? He doesn't have his ultimate. He's got that Aegis though. He turns around. I can't really click on him for some reason. It looks like finally Enfeeble is worn out, so he's happy about that. Able to take out the tree, but that's a 4-for-1 trade right there. Unless there were some buybacks, it doesn't look like the only person to buy back is Slark. Well, free world maybe a little too far out there. Shredder able to pick him off, so now it's a 2-for-4 trade, and 3 heroes left that Nyx doesn't really care about. He doesn't have the Aegis, so he probably doesn't want to. He didn't die, so he does have the Aegis. So yeah, he might just continue farming down here, even pushing the lane a bit, sieging. Jaxir picking up a Dagon, definitely not a common item, but they need the Dagon to take out, I guess, Clockwork or Slark. I mean, to burst down these heroes, they're pretty far behind. You normally think of Dagon as a snowballing item, but I can see why he wants it, just to burst someone down. But as I say that, I mean, they won that last fight very nicely. Clockwork hooked probably the one hero you didn't want to hook, and they both got caught with that spiked Carapace. They were stuck in the cogs for a while, and then on the other side of that fight over here on the stairs, trying to break the high ground, the rest of the team got caught in an Eclipse and a nicely placed wall by Darkseer. So again, commends to Team Magikarp for staying in there with 2 lanes of racks down. Well, they still got the ranged here, but 2 ranged racks down at like the 23-minute mark or something like that. And then Fabulous here just working to push through to get this 3rd lane of racks, and at that point, it's got to be GG. This isn't really a comeback lineup from Mega Creeps that Team Magikarp is running. And let's just, yeah, the net worth here, 13,000 for the Nakes, 8,000 for Clockwork here, 2nd highest net worth. He's feeling happy. I can see how far Blarg has fallen on the Slark. Leshrac in 3rd. So above the Luna, wow, and the Fiend's Grip thrown out really early, and Aegis is still there, but a nice 4-man wall. Overgrowth, is the Eclipse up? It is. Do they even need it? No one else is dead yet. Leshrac the Invincible is there. The Aegis was popped. Shredder the only one to go down. He respawns now and he's doing work. Slark goes down on the back line. Now the Enfeeble on Shredder. He's got to be hating that. If they want to re-engage, they're going to have to go through the wall. Let's see. Still doing work. Well, he doesn't have to go through the wall. He's going to find that, he's going to find the Bane, but Shredder goes down on the other side. And yet another good defense. And here's what I was saying earlier. If they didn't lose those 2 lanes of racks for whatever reason, they had the lineup to come back from that.
Is under attack.
But they lost that rack at 13 minutes, which is just so early.
About such things.
And might still come back, to be honest. They're playing a really good game. Rubik Force Staff up to the... is the king of the castle. And he TP's out. Now he's just a peasant. But yeah, we can see with the wall, I mean, Darkseer wall, that's why he's still a pick and a ban in this metagame. He can have a really nice early game, he can have great team fight, he's a good offlaner, and then of course the turtling potential he provides, trying to break that high ground. With wall, it's got a 100-second cooldown, but it's really only about 40 seconds because it lasts for 55, so it's a pretty big deal, pretty low cooldown. As long as you drop the wall, like not in the trees, away from nothing. Which would be harder to do than placing a good wall, I'll be honest. Darkseer is not that hard of a hero, but knowing that positioning is, though. Alright, so Broccoli and Cheese got that gem. I think that was their gem in the first place. Yeah, it looks like Leshrac the Invincible bought that one. Force Staff up as well on Rubik, so making his life a little easier. Slark picked up a Vlad's again, some more push power, and a Basher, so pretty much nothing new. I mean, Vlad's is cheap. Looks like Deso. I'd have to go with Deso just with the armor reduction strat that he's already sort of building towards. We already went over Rubik. Leshrac is invincible. Yada yada yada. Dagon working towards his sheep stick now, as well as the mech on Hungry, so working towards that comeback. Nyx is happy. He's got treads now at 30 minutes. He's got to be feeling great. Tasty Magikarp with the Force Staff as well, so he does go for the Force Staff. That health regen is nice, coupled with living armor, as well as, you know, being able to force into the fight. I think Blink is great as well, but it offers no escape away from that Nyx, so Force Staff probably better in this choice, or in this game. The Free World's got that BKB picked up, Band of Elven Skin as well, just kind of all in at the moment, so buying that item, even though it's 6 agility, he's going to need all the damage he can get for this defense. I mean, if they have to buy back, the game's over, so they really can't afford to die here. And then Bane, Ghost Scepter, Sanj, I like it. Yeah, I guess the MAME chance, the slow chance does go through, so potentially it could kite Nyx around a little more, the Leshrac. Most likely building it into a Heaven's Halberd for one of the Slark or the Nyx, so pretty smart item pickup there for the Bane. And we're going to have ourselves a quick pause. Wow, I didn't realize the kills evened up so much. 23 to 22. Maybe it's about time we check the graphs out again. They were so far in the favor of Fabulous that it kind of just started ignoring it, but they're still pretty far in the favor of Fabulous. 20,000 gold lead, 6,000 XP lead, so not a huge deal anymore. Sorry, now I'm distracted by the chat. This is quite great. So I was invited to this lobby by Team Magikarp, so... But now that Fabulous is here, I can probably contact them, so whoever wins this game, it's NLGS. It works as whoever wins just goes on, so maybe I'll try to get in that next lobby and cast another game tonight as well. Although I'm pretty sure I've got about 0 viewers right now, so... Yeah, feels great. And now we have the game on pause, so we can get back in here. If you cooked a Magikarp. I would say no. It would probably taste like a gross fish. Gyarados might taste like chicken.
Boom, there it goes.
Or bacon, whatever. Anyways, back into the game here. Telekinesis goes off on Free World. Living Armor gonna sustain him, pretty much keeping him at full health. Looks like maybe Fabulous here just gonna opt to push in the both other lanes that have the racks down. That way, I don't know, force a fight where the tower isn't there, where you can ward up and have vision before breaking the high ground. Although the sentries are down, so the Radiant doing a good job. Or Team Magikarp doing a good job, rather. In the bot lane, though, Broccoli and Cheese, the target of that Fiend's Grip, seems a little strange to me. Stolen Impale, but doesn't... Oh, wow, he will get a chance to use it as he Force Cliffs. Oh, God. The Force stabs up the hill. Out of that Eclipse, he lives. And the Desolator now picked up. Desolator, Armlet, Assault Cure, so yeah, going for that minus armor. Shred is Shredder. The mid barracks, the mid range is going to go down. That'll help that lane push even faster now. Let's see, anyone picked off from that? No one actually went down. Eclipse is down now, so that's one all out of the picture. But it actually wasn't even used in the last fight where they wiped. So, just a really good wall. And Nake's just really hurts the other team. As well as Slark. And speaking of Slark, he's going one-on-one with the Tree with the level 4 Ion Shell. Tree channeling the Thunder again, uses the Force Staff, pops the Overgrowth, drops the Sentry as well, but of course, Slark Dark packs out of that. In the meanwhile, the bot lane tower 2-3 is gone. The racks are being worked at, and the wall this time didn't really land on much. So this is probably the fight that Fabulous needs to put this game away. Slark picks up yet another kill there, working towards the BKB as he picks up an Ogre Club. Although at this point in the game, it may not really matter all that much.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The wall's still there, but yeah, like it didn't have its initial impact. It's still zoning a little bit if they kind of make a force an issue, and it's still up. I mean, if he vacuums people through it, it's still going to be a good wall. And there he gets two. He gets Rossum the Invincible, who will actually go down to that Leech Seed. Able to get one stun off though before he goes down. Now Blarg coming back into the fray, going on Tasty Magikarp, who's able to Force Staff there, but the hook, and there's the GG called as the Megas are, pretty much going to be summoned here at 34 minutes in.
In late breaking news, the Dire now have Mega Creeps.
Dominating! Thrice be nice! Killing spree! You're no peer.
Radiant's Ancient is under attack.
Might as well just keep casting these, so why not? And it looks like the throne's gonna go down. 34 minutes. So well played to both teams, but Fabulous.
And I do mean Dire.
Alright, thank you for watching. We'll be back. Or I'll be back, excuse me, possibly for another game. If not, thank you for watching. Helium from FMBP Dota. Check out our twitch.tv/FMBP Dota and youtube.com/FMBP Dota. I'm normally the caster for Sivo. Check that out at Sivo.com. Actually, still have a couple nights, 2 more nights here to register your team for Sivo. So if you're not yet signed up, go sign up for that. Lots of prizes, some great casters, some great teams, and some great fun. So I'll see you guys around.